Alright, I am liking this design. This is quite cool. Yeah, we have some nice animations there for elements that appear on the screen. Quite a lot of detail, but overall really nice. If you are a coffee person, a consultant, someone helping other coffee businesses, you would be really happy having a website like this. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to WP Workshop. What I want to do today is build a resume website in WordPress using Claude. The website is gonna be really nice looking. It's gonna be fully compatible with the blog editor. It's gonna be easy to customize, and most importantly, you can basically do it in a couple of minutes. It's just a prompt that you send to Claude, and then Claude is gonna create everything inside WordPress, which is quite impressive. Yeah, this is how you do it. Okay, let's just get started. I want to show you how I'm doing this basically. So this is Claude, nothing unusual, and I have a prompt prepared that I'm gonna send. So the prompt is basically this. So it's quite long, but I'm not gonna go through it entirely. I just want to show you the most important parts. It's quite simple. At the start, it just says that I'm building a resume website for someone called Roger, and he is a coffee consultant with years of experience helping cafe owners grow their businesses. It is a WordPress site. I already have a blank setup ready to work on. Claude can access it through BlogsForge. More on what that is in just a second. And the task is to build an incredible homepage for this website. I want it to be creative, unique, then use the information about Roger provided below and match his brand and voice. You can also find his photo in the media library of the site. If you need images, fetch through Unsplash. This is kind of a trick I like to use because Unsplash is quite easy to use through Claude. You only need a skill to fetch photos from Unsplash, so I kind of use it as a nice helper. So yeah, then use the skills available to you, connect with the site through BlogsForge, use the front-end design skill to make this design exceptional. And then I just provide some information about the person. To be honest, I generated this information. This is someone who doesn't exist, but the information is basically structured in a way that you would find on someone's LinkedIn profile, for example. So if you are building a site like that for yourself, then you can just tell Claude to go to your LinkedIn and get all the information from there. I'm just providing it as part of the prompt just to make it simpler. So yeah, that is the info. And as you can see, we have lots of details in here about this person's experience in the niche and so on. Quite a lot of stuff. And then we have another section about the voice and the brand of the person. So it basically defines various details that are going to be helpful when generating the copy of the page and basically deciding the type of text to include versus not. So yeah, that is it. So all I do is just grab it, go to Claude and just send it off. Let's just have a couple of minutes to see what the results are gonna be and yeah, how well Claude can actually do this.
A few moments later.
Okay, and we are back. So Claude did a lot of work. You can see at all. In here, it's just basically Claude giving me the rundown of what's happened. But all that I'm interested in is really my homepage. So it basically says that it set the homepage, that it is live. So let's just go and check it out. And yeah, that is it. Quite nice, right? It used the photo that I provided. The design is very calm, very minimal yet, quite nice. Uses a nice color scheme. Yeah, we have all the details about the person taken from the information that I provided, how many years he's been doing this and so on. Next, we have this cool section about the things that a normal cafe would struggle with, so kind of nice. Then yeah, the steps to make it better. Some testimonials, of course, those are generated, but normally you'd provide it so that they would actually be accurate. And then some final sections, some experience listed quickly, very quickly, and then some contact information. Yeah, so this is the page. The design is really nice, but now the best part. I'm gonna click into edit page. And what you're gonna realize is that this is an actual blog editor page. I can tweak any piece of text on this page. I can edit the buttons, the links, the headers. I can reorder stuff if I want to. And the picture, I can also replace it. Yeah, quite normally, no problem. Then for any given section here, why not let's just, add an animation. That is pretty easy to do because as it turns out, this is a normal blog editor page. So I'm kind of impressed. Let's save it. One more thing, I actually didn't ask for that, but let's see how the page works on mobile. And yeah, really nice. All the animations are working. The design is pretty on point. Yeah, so I don't know what else I can say. I am truly impressed. So how does it work? So it uses a new solution by Teamile. Teamile makes it available to all their users. So basically, if you have a user account at Teamile, you can ask to get access to that. And it is called BlocksForge. So basically all you do in Claude to make it work is go to either code, go work, go into customize connectors, and you will have to add a connector. So this is this one I'm going to disconnect just to show you. So basically click on plus, add custom connector, and provide the MCP address that's blocksforge.teamile.com/MCP. You can call it whatever. Probably BlocksForge is going to be good. Then just click on add and you are done. Once you add it, just click on connect and Claude is going to communicate with your Teamile account, make the connection and make sure that everything works. Yeah, connected. So I can now go back to Claude and it has been integrated. But before you go to code, you also need to integrate it with your site. So to do that, there are just a couple of elements, you know. So in the plugins, we have the MCP adapter. That's the main plugin that's going to allow WordPress to communicate with things like Claude through MCP. And then there's the WP BlockForge ability. This is the main layer that helps Claude understand WordPress and produce those block editor designs. Finally, I have Author installed, and Author is a block editor plugin, meaning it's going to enable additional blocks on your site. And one of the things it has is called Atomic Wind blocks. This is a set of very simple blocks like box, text, image, and so on. And those very simple blocks is what is going to be the easiest to use for Claude, because if you have too many of those complex blocks on your site, if you want Claude to use it, there's a very high chance that it's gonna get lost. It's gonna produce code that's not actually correct WordPress and so on. So this is much easier to do for Claude. So if I go back to my page and click on any of those sections, you're gonna notice those original icons in here. So those blocks are indeed the Atomic Wind blocks, but they do behave like any other block. So yeah, this is basically how I did it, right? So just using a simple prompt, really, it wasn't too complex, just some instructions, right, with input information and data to use. Just using that, I was able to build a really nice looking website, nice looking design that's totally compatible with the block editor and can be edited very easily. So yeah, that is it. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I'm Karol. You can find me at wpwork.shop and see you next time.